Hi, Gemini Cancer, Cusp Collective. Welcome back to Cusp of Roses for your general love message reading. I hope that this live finds you well and in the highest vibration possible. Thank you all so much for all the love and light that you show here on my channel through your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions. We're going to get into these love messages using the Black Hollywood Romance Angel, Romance Stars deck, excuse me. Woo. It's loosely based off the Romance Angel deck by Doreen Virtue, but it's a lot more detailed, a lot more flavorful. We've been using it for a minute. I hope you guys do enjoy it. For those of my Gemini Cancers that might be new here to my channel, please make sure you read through my description box below, okay? It's going to have everything you need to know in order to get the most out of my readings, to align your energy with my readings, okay, so that they are truly working for you and assisting you the way that they need to, okay? For those of you that have been here with me for a while, welcome back. Thank you again for all your love that you show here. Go ahead and get started on your gratitude practice. I do invite you, Gemini Cancers, for anyone who is new watching, to offer up a moment of gratitude before we get into this, okay? So as I'm shuffling this deck, I'm going to also do a gratitude practice, but you can do any affirmations, intentions, prayers, meditations, breath work, maybe a moment of silence or stillness that does feel right for you, okay? Just so that you're open and grounded to the messages that are truly meant for you and that will come forward, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and do the same and then we'll get started. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, the Ascended Masters, my Ascended Ancestors, and all holy angels, thank you so much for being here with me and with the Gemini Cancer Cusp Collective of Energy here on YouTube for their general love message reading regarding whatever love energy is surrounding them, connecting to them, or within them when it comes to romance and their romantic love life. Okay, I thank you so much, Divine, for clearing my energy, for offering this clear guidance so that I can provide the most important messages here in love for Gemini Cancer. And I thank you also for your love, your mercy, your grace, and protection. Always and forever, and so it is. All right, Gemini Cancer. 3 shuffles. Let's get into it for Gemini, Cancer, Cusp. All right, what love messages do you have here, Divine? You have playfulness as your first energy. Playtime is essential for relationships, Gemini Cancer. Have a little fun recapturing romance with your partner. So needing to do something that you both enjoy, okay? Maybe even a little something spontaneous here, Gemini Cancer. It feels like your person might like that, or there's some activity between you or that you both used to do that you haven't done in a while, okay? That's what's coming forward from that. So it's like letting the worries of day-to-day kind of go and really just focusing back on the connection between you two, right? Introducing some fun, some lighthearted energy, right? Not too serious, not too weighted down, but just lighthearted, kind of a little carefree. It's looking like your person is hoping for or wanting some carefree moments with you, or you're wanting that with your person, okay? So maybe one of you is kind of stressed or bogged down, or really feeling the weight of the day-to-day. So someone here might benefit from just a little bit of fun, a little lightheartedness, some spontaneous energy. We also have devotion, okay? It says a dedicated partner whose love is unconditional and eternal. Yeah. So that might be a way to show your devotion here, Gemini Cancer, and or someone is showing that they are devoted to you because maybe they are picking up that you need some fun in your life, that you are a little too bogged down, or maybe you're stressed out, right? And so they're trying to get you out of that routine that's causing that stress, or just trying to shake things up a little bit. But this person is very devoted to you, and or you're very devoted to them, okay? What other love messages are here? Thank you so much, Divine. Yeah, this is your soulmate. Gemini, Cancer, this is your soulmate. Okay? It says the person you are inquiring about is your soulmate. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel is confirmation. Okay? So if you were maybe concerned if your person, or this could be how your person is looking at you, Gemini, Cancer, but if there was a concern that maybe this person's too busy, maybe someone, doesn't have enough time or really isn't into the relationship or connection anymore, or, maybe they're not feeling the same way that I feel about them. It's like, I feel like someone couldn't be more wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's like this person's actually very devoted. There's a lot of devotion here between you two, okay? This is absolutely your soulmate, all right? And I feel like it's because someone can sense the stress here. It's like that's a true sign of someone being committed to a partnership, is that even when things are maybe mundane or routine or not as exciting, or when life actually starts to happen or things maybe get stressful or chaotic, this person is still willing, or you're still willing, or the energy between you two is there is a willingness to figure it out, to work through it. And it feels like someone is definitely dedicated to keeping the connection fun, or keeping your relationship fiery. I wouldn't be surprised if you're connecting with a fire sign here, or someone who has strong fire in their chart, Gemini, Cancer. But this person is definitely your soulmate. If there was a question of devotion, there is unconditional love here between you two. And then maybe that for some of you, that could be the worry or the concern. Like maybe someone was questioning whether or not this was a soulmate connection. Is this my person? Am I committed? Are they committed? It's like maybe someone was going through a cycle of doubt here. But I feel like this is the person here, Gemini, Cancer, that through thick and thin, devotion, through thick and thin, good and bad, ups and downs, they're always willing to go back to or recapture the romance between you two. So whether it goes dead on one end or both ends, it's like there is this dedication to maintaining this connection, right? So definitely a true soulmate connection. That's really sweet. Okay. Thank you so much, Divine. Whoa. I had the deck the wrong side. Tell me more about playfulness, devotion, and soulmate. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about playfulness, devotion, and soulmate. For Gemini, Cancer, in love, tell me more about playfulness, devotion, and soulmate. Thank you so much, Divine. All right, what's this playful energy? What's this recapturing romance? Yeah, King of Swords. So, could be your energy here, Gemini, Cancer. That's just been maybe really in the mind, right? Thinking very logically, again, going through the mundane, going through the day-to-day, taking things very seriously, or just maybe in a very serious energy, right? And again, I feel like your partner or this person senses that and does what they can to try to balance that out, as opposed to putting maybe more of that serious energy on you, or, it's like they're trying to guide you or trying to offer you an outlet for whatever serious energy you might be in here, Gemini, Cancer, or focus. Yeah, and it's not that they're trying to distract you. It's just they're trying to offer balance. Tell me more about this King of Swords for Gemini, Cancer, and playfulness. Talk about a soulmate. The Queen of Swords. I mean, we can end this reading right here, Gemini, Cancer, for sure. You have your first two cards out, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Soulmate energy. So this could be both of you. Both of you are maybe very focused, maybe very focused on other things, right? Trying to maybe, again, get through the weeds of the day-to-day life, right? So maybe you both could use like a vacation or use a fun activity or some time together, right? To balance it out. But when I kept saying, right, this person wants to balance you, the Queen of Swords would definitely balance out the King of Swords. Because it's similar energy. It means that the Queen of Swords will understand why the King of Swords is so serious, or why they're so focused, or why they're overusing their logic sometimes. Right? This person can meet you in that energy, which is absolutely beautiful. Queen of Swords. But if any couple, right, out of the court cards would need the balance of fun, or maybe need a little bit more fire, spontaneous energy, it would be the King and Queen of Swords, because they choose logic over emotion every single time. I want to have fun, but I have this work to do, so I can't have fun until I get this work done. It's like that type of rigidness, right? King of Swords being very Saturnian, Saturn type of energy. Tell me more about the King and Queen of Swords for playfulness. What does this King and Queen of Swords need to do in order to have some more fun? Divine. Yeah. Balance out your work life. Six of Pentacles. Play as much as you work, Gemini-Cancer. And maybe this is interesting. Okay. I wish I could figure out how to hold them up with each other. Let me see. So you see how, okay, excuse the shadow. There we go. You see how the Queen of Swords is focusing this way. King of Swords is focusing this way. So caught up in the individual day-to-day life, whatever's on your plate as an individual, right? That there needs to be some time spent focused on each other. So this could be a connection here, Gemini-Cancer, that has gotten, again, very routine. Very, very routine. You almost operate how you operate. They operate in their way, right? You guys are doing your own thing, which is great and beautiful, but it's like, what's feeding the connection between you two? So maybe there is this feeling of a loss of romance or a loss of spark between you and this person. But all you have to do to switch that and change that out here is to pay a little bit more attention to each other. Make time. Pentacles can also be time. Some of you maybe just need to make time for one another. And spend that time in this playful energy. Right? Spend that time doing something fun, relaxing, whatever you both enjoy. But doing it together. Okay? So it's almost like the relationship or the connection energy between you two is asking for that reciprocity. Like, don't forget that there's a soulmate connection here. Don't forget that you have your soulmate by your side. As devoted you are to your work, as devoted you are to whatever it is outside of each other, apply that same devotion to the connection. Okay? Tell me more about the Six of Pentacles for playfulness. Yeah, you got the Eight of Wands, and then you have Death. Okay. Excuse if you can hear the truck outside. They're picking up leaves on my street. Yeah. And maybe not to be, maybe not as dramatic as it's coming to my mind. Okay, I gotta put that disclaimer out there. But it almost feels like the idea. It almost feels like it's just an idea or a notion that the romance is somewhat dead between you two. But what I love about this Death card coming out with the Eight of Wands is that that energy can quickly shift with that playfulness. Right? That energy can quickly shift by tapping into this Six of Pentacles vibration, where, you know, I may be giving too much attention to things outside of this connection. Let me focus back in. And then your partner doing the same. So then what once felt dead, dormant, or over, right? Or for some of you, it almost feels like maybe one of you have been trying, or maybe both of you have been trying, but it just hasn't clicked yet. It's like, it just feels like in order to really come out of some sort of stillness when it comes to romance, or to reactivate it, reignite it, transform it, right? It's going to require a shift here. And for some of you, some of this is coming up, in my condolences if this vibrates or resonates for you. Some of you maybe have been experiencing a death, or have had a recent death in the family. If you haven't, this isn't a sign that someone is going to. This is something that's already happened. And maybe that passing, or this person passing, highlighted to you both what's important, right? And what's important is the soulmate connection that you both had. It's like realizing that life's too short to not enjoy your time with one another, to not really put conscious effort behind cultivating the romance and experiencing life, and, you know, really enjoying each other's company, because life's too short. And it's almost like that passing might have been the catalyst to have this shift in energy of realizing, okay, I've been a little imbalanced in what I've been giving my energy to. Okay. And again, my condolences for anyone who has experienced the loss of a loved one or someone close to them. Okay. Let me focus here. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about this devotion for Gemini Cancer and their person and this soulmate. Yeah. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. So this is definitely something, or a connection, that will stand the test of time. You both are devoted to growing and building with one another, which is absolutely beautiful. Tell me more about this Ten of Pentacles for devotion for Gemini Cancer. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. And someone sees that clearly now. The Seven of Swords wanted to come out, and I feel like, let me just touch on that. The Seven of Swords wanted to come out, but I put it back because I wasn't focusing my intention into the deck. But for me to slip and say the Seven of Swords, right? It's seeing where you both were deceiving yourself about this connection, right? And again, for some of you, there was maybe a passing or someone transitioning into the next life that was the catalyst for that energy shift. Whoa, life's way too short. I'm focusing on all the wrong things, right? I want to make sure I'm cultivating this romance between me and my person, because this is my soulmate. It's almost like that passing, it could have been like, what if that was my soulmate? You know, I didn't get to do all of this, or I didn't get to fully give, or, you know, it's getting into that energy. So maybe that, again, was the catalyst to say, yeah, this is someone I really do care for. I really do want to build with for the long term. But then again, what's becoming even more clear is that you both are dead, fine-tuning and working on the partnership. Again, it's a certain level of devotion between you two, which is very, very beautiful. So yes, it's unfortunate, right, that a passing had to maybe be the catalyst for this, but it happened to show you that, again, enjoy what you have now, in the present moment, because tomorrow's not promised. And that's that clarity with the Ace of Swords. Tomorrow's not promised. That transition, that time, right, that you have here on this earth, you never know, right? It's not to live in fear, but that should be the motivation to live more boldly, more, do you know what I'm saying? Like, to really kind of like give it your all while you still can. And not to get morbid, but that seems like that was the reality check for this connection here. But what I love about this Gemini Cancer for you is that you're both on the same energy. You're both on the same page. You're both devoted to fixing what needs to be fixed, which again is a balance, work-life balance here with the Six of Pentacles, and or just finding a better balance within the relationship, love-life balance. Focused on doing the work to get there so that this stands the test of time. Realizing, right, a dedicated partner whose love is unconditional and eternal. That's what you're realizing that you have here with this soulmate. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oh. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Yeah, again, more energy of just standing the test of time. You've gone through your lumps, or you go through your lumps. This is the person that will still be there. Even when you're wounded, even when you're tired, even when even when there's a struggle here. This person's still wanting to put in the work. Okay? You both are. Okay? Tell me the overall energy here for devotion for Gemini Cancer. It's a beautiful reading. Knight of Swords. So maybe there's a conversation or some sort of communication that happens between you two when it comes to that devotion energy. Like, do you see this actually lasting? Do you want this to last? Do you feel the same way that I feel? The answer, clarity, yes, right? I'm willing to work on it. I'm willing to be committed to it. I am committed to it. It feels like this is just a mutual agreement of commitment to one another. I'm also getting that vibe again, if death had to be the catalyst for this, or a passing, right? It's like saying what you need to say now. Saying what you need to say now. Not waiting till later. Not only sharing emotion or speaking that feeling when someone's down and out. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like being committed to having that type of dedication and commitment and communication of, this is what I feel, this is what I want, this is how we can get better. It's like not hesitating to say that. And that's only going to resonate for those that will, but it'll make sense to those that it needs to make sense to, because it's like someone doesn't want another moment to slip by here, Gemini Cancer, without communicating how they feel, without saying what it is, without connecting, without working on it, without building it. It's like maybe it was their wounding Nine of Wands that kept them from being expressive. But then it's like once that communication, that pathway is opened here, Ace of Swords, then it's like this person, or maybe you, the communication just flows from there. And then you realize again, like I said, you're both dedicated and committed to the connection, okay? Tell me more about this soulmate energy. Who is this soulmate for Gemini Cancer? The Magician. There's your Gemini energy. This person could also have Gemini in their chart or a strong Mercury placement. The person you're inquiring about is your soulmate. That sense of familiarity and comfort you feel is confirmation. Tell me more about this Magician energy for the soulmate. Three of Swords. Oh, okay. Now this is taking on a bit of a different meaning here. Someone could have broke your heart here, Gemini Cancer, or someone feels betrayed by you. Take it how it resonates. Or feels like maybe you broke their heart. But it's like, even though there is heartbreak here, this person's still manifesting you. This person's still dedicated or devoted. And that's maybe where the Nine of Wands is coming from. So even though maybe you both have wounded each other, King and Queen of Swords, like I said, they're not facing one another. They're facing away from each other. So their focus isn't on one another. And so maybe the death, if it's not the passing of a loved one, maybe the death is a transition of the relationship, of the connection. Maybe you both moved on from one another because there wasn't an equal give and take. There wasn't reciprocity. The romance, again, maybe it felt like it was dead, dormant, or it didn't last. But it's like someone's coming into the awareness of why that is. And wanting to put in the work, put in the energy, and is devoted to fixing it. Because it's like someone is realizing that they walked away or they moved on from a soulmate. And so it's like trying to manifest you back, or you're trying to manifest someone, or trying to manifest this person back. Okay, tell me more about this Three of Swords, King of Cups. Could be your Cancer energy. Yeah, it feels like someone might have been too wounded or maybe too devoted to their wounds. Yeah, you got the Six of Swords. So definitely there's movement. Someone's trying to come in here. It feels like this soulmate. All right, that took a whole different turn, but it makes a little bit more sense now, because again, you were soulmates, King and Queen of Swords. But maybe because there was a lack of romance, or again, it didn't really fully bloom romantically, you moved on from one another. But now realizing that it takes work, right? You got to work at romance, right? You got to really put in the effort and the time to cultivate that type of commitment between two people. So it's like someone's really clear on how their wounds kept them from actually being devoted to the connection. And someone's wanting to communicate a truth, this truth, that truth, maybe. Rushing in with it. So whether this is someone who wanted to be committed here but just didn't know how, or again was too wounded, or still had a lot of healing to do, it feels like they've moved on from that, or they've healed in some way, shape, or form. And maybe with the Magician energy, right? Maybe they went to the divine with their cup, their pentacle, and their wand and their sword, and said, okay, I want to come out of this heartbreak. I want to move forward. I want to move on. I want a new beginning. For some of you with this person, or maybe they're trying to manifest a new beginning with you. Tell me more about this soulmate energy for Gemini Cancer. Four of Swords. Yeah, they're healing. They're healing. So yeah, it feels like the romance and the playfulness between you and someone maybe just never bloomed, or it just kind of, it ran its course with the Death card. Thank you, Divine. It ran its course. And maybe for some of you, the realization here with the Ace of Swords is that playfulness or that lighthearted energy of fun or needing that in a relationship is crucial in order for it to last. Ten of Pentacles. Or, plain and simple, this person, or you, take it how it resonates, Gemini Cancer, could have been more dedicated to their work or their material world, which maybe killed the romance between you. But with the Three of Swords, then the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords, This person might be trying to you might be trying to manifest a soulmate. And what I mean by that is like, after the transition or the transformation of this connection, maybe it left you a little guarded, it left you a little wounded. Okay, so maybe you poured that wounded energy into your work. Just turned your pain into passion, I guess, or fixed it on your material abundance. And it's almost like I can't pull away from that. It's like someone's getting the clarity that if I just would have applied that same devotion to my material world, to this connection, maybe it wouldn't have ended. It wouldn't have ended up in heartbreak, right? It wouldn't have... Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe that's for some of you. But others of you, this soulmate that I feel like will be devoted and will offer you this playfulness, they're going through a healing cycle, Four of Swords. And moving out of a very shadowy, maybe just a dark night type of energy, having a dark night of the soul, okay, having to heal some wounds here. Especially maybe emotionally with the King of Cups. For others of you, it feels like with that devotion, it's like no matter how much this person maybe tried to focus on their work, all they could think about was you. And so that brings in the awareness, Ace of Swords, right? That brings in the awareness of the unconditional love between you. Alrighty, Gemini Cancer. Yeah, this has been your love message reading. They're really bringing me back to the King and Queen of Swords. So whether or not this is, okay, how can I say it? Whether or not this is like, okay, this King and Queen of Swords energy, you might not even have to be together. You guys could have been on individual journeys. Because I'm getting that too. And so maybe through that individual journey, you both were maybe dedicated to this material world, dedicated to building some sort of foundation, your work, your material abundance. Coming from that wounded space, this Nine of Wands. And then realizing, okay, I can be devoted to something, right? I have the power of that energy. If I apply it, Magician, right? If I apply it to a connection, then maybe something can be long-term and kind of stay. But this playfulness, it's like, again, I just feel like that's the clarity. Some of you are realizing that you really do need a lighthearted vibe between you and a person that you're going to dedicate yourselves to. Like, it can't be overly routine. Like, it has to have some sort of spontaneity. Like, that's just what it feels like. Realizing that that's important to you. So any connection that is maybe too logical or doesn't leave the room for that type of fun energy might not be the one for you. But others of you, your soulmate is healing after devoting themselves to building something. Okay? Alrighty, Gemini Cancer, we'll leave it there. I hope that this was helpful, insightful, and maybe resonated with you in some way, shape, or form. Definitely let me know in the comment section below. If any of this kind of made sense for your situation, make sure you check the description box for how to connect with me on social media and or how to check out my website for personal readings. And Gemini Cancer, this was a little all over the place, but I feel like it's just going to connect with a lot of different people in different phases. But it's beautiful energy. And I just feel like I have to say that. So like if there was ever a question, if you do have a soulmate, the answer is yes, right? If this soulmate will be devoted to you, yes. Will you have that playfulness? Yes, okay? It's just, I feel like you both are doing the work to kind of come into alignment with one another. Okay, if you're not already there. But alrighty, Gemini Cancer, I will check you all in the next reading. Namaste.